It's a privilege to be joined today on the summit by Kyle Samson, who is the head football coach for the Montana Tech Ore Diggers. Coach, let's get right into it. 2-0 to start 2025, and the phrase I've been seeing on social media a lot, how about those diggers from Butte? So I'll give you a chance to talk about those diggers from Butte.
Yeah, you bet. I appreciate you having me on today, sir, and we're excited. We think we got some really good things going on here in Butte, and just really proud of our kids and proud of what we got going on. And we got a great coaching staff that's all back, which at this level doesn't happen a whole lot to be able to say you get your whole coaching staff back. So I think that's been a huge thing for myself as the head coach. And then we got just a bunch of kids that really believe in what we're doing, and I think we've got some great leadership and two big wins against two very good opponents. Beating Western in week 1, number 5 team in the country, and then beating Carroll in week 2, who's our biggest rival. Great start, and really excited and proud of where we're at, but not satisfied. It's a long season, as everybody knows, and we're just trying to continue to get a little bit better, and excited for this week's, the next game this Saturday.
Absolutely big wins, Coach. No doubt about that. Let's talk about some of the players, too. I appreciate you mentioning your staff because they always warrant recognition, and sometimes we don't always give the staff the recognition that it or the individuals deserve. So props to your entire staff for the start as well. At quarterback, you have Jarrett Wilson and Jake Casagranda. Now, I recall the two deep from week 1 heading to that first game against Montana Western, and it wasn't 1 and 2. It was or this or that. And both players saw time, and in the win over Carroll, both players saw time, and really a fair amount of time out there on the field as well. It didn't come across as the idea you're just testing the water, because those are very good opponents. I mean, it wasn't just, hey, this is an easy game, we're going to throw people out there. Yeah. Is this a look at a 2-quarterback system right now, or are you still just kind of get a feel for both of them?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, still getting a feel. And, I think that first game, my biggest thoughts were, neither one of them had ever started a game and really hadn't played much. Jarrett played a little bit in some mop-up duty last year when we had some big wins and we were up in the fourth quarter. But really wanted to get them experience that, if anything ever happened later on in the season, they both had played in a legit game. And like you said, against very good opponents. And, I think a lot of people thought I was a little bit crazy doing that with the opponents that we had, but I trusted them, and I think they both have earned that to continue to play. And really, both of them have done some really nice things in these first 2 games. Not perfect by any means, but taking care of the football. Neither one of them has thrown an interception. Very efficient in our passing game. And then leading some big drives. Both of them in both of those games have had some key drives, whether it be right before halftime getting a score, which we've done in both games with Jake. And then Jarrett leading some big third and fourth quarter drives to finish out both games. They're both different quarterbacks and what they kind of bring to the table. So I think that's exciting too, where, they both have different skill sets. They're both, different leaders as far as they're both very good leaders by example. Jarrett's a little bit more vocal. Jake's more of a leader by example. But I think they complement each other very well. And they support each other. I think that's always the thing you worry about when you're with the quarterback room. It's the one position, right, where you usually only play one. It's not like you're rotating the D-line or something like that. But I'm very proud of them. I think they've done a really nice job, and I'm really excited for their growth after now having a couple games underneath their belt to continue to improve. And it's always nice to make those corrections and improve after 2 big wins. They're doing a really good job. They're extremely, fun to coach, and they're both great competitors. And I think that our team and their teammates trust them. And I think that's what gives me the ultimate confidence in putting them both out there in whatever situation it is, because their teammates believe in them.
Well, Coach, that is an area that we will continue to watch too as you all go through the rest of this season. And I can't imagine anything but good things from both of them. But as the season goes on, you all are just continuing to get better. At least that's the appearance from this vantage. Coach, then let's talk about some weekly honors. And you had another one this week, Frontier Conference Special Teams Player of the Week in Nate Milanowski, a running back, but he gets the honor on the special team side, coming through with a big-time block and then recovery of the fumble, and puts you all in a good position late in the game.
Yeah, that was huge. And we've had back-to-back special teams players of the week in our conference. First week, Levi Torgerson with two returns and was a national player of the week. And then this week, Nate, who is our number 2 running back, we take a ton of pride in preparation on special teams, and him getting that huge block right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, was a game changer for us, and just really proud of him. And then it just kind of goes to show you on our team where we always talk about accepting your role and doing it to the best of your ability, and we tell our guys, you're a starter if you're a starter on special teams. And special teams have been, I think, the most important reason why we've won our first 2 games. And our guys have bought into that. We don't have a special teams coordinator on our staff. We split it up. Each assistant coach has a different team they're responsible for, and I think they do a tremendous job every single week. And it was pretty cool for Nate to get that recognition. And then, at the same time, both of our running backs, Waquise was the Frontier Offensive Player of the Week. So both of our 1 and 2 running backs got Players of the Week this year in different fashions. But that was pretty cool for both those guys. And both those guys are new to our program. They're both transfers that just got here, early in the summer.
We're visiting now with Coach Kyle Samson here on the Summit on Midwest Sportsnet, and I encourage you, please take the time to like the video and subscribe to the channel too. We enjoy talking about small college sports and more throughout the Midwest and beyond, as we're visiting with Coach Samson, who is in year 6 with the program, 5th season on the field. And Coach, you just earned your 30th win as the head coach there in Butte, so congratulations to that as well. I know that defense does win games. Of course, the old adage, defense wins championships, but your defense has performed well. Now, giving up 23 points per game, you look at that on the surface and think that might be a lot, but those were some pretty quality offenses you played against in games 1 and 2 as well. Talk about your defense's performance.
Yeah, I really think our defense has been playing tremendous. And that first game against Western, they've got one of the, best quarterbacks in the country and the best wide receivers. And, we gave up 7 points in the first half, and then gave up a couple in the second. But, I thought they did a really nice job against one of the best offenses, coming back and the experience that Western had. And then really, I thought that the key to our defense the last 2 weeks is when we've really made both of those teams one-dimensional. We shut down the run against Western and then shut down the run against Carroll. Really, Carroll's really only runs were quarterback scrambles, and we got to do a better job of that for sure. And that quarterback is a really nice scrambler. But I think anytime you can make an offense one-dimensional, and then we were able to get some sacks and some quarterback pressures in the fourth quarter against Carroll. Coach Allen, our defensive coordinator, I think, and our whole D staff do a great job. And I continue to think, too, just the growth from week to week, and I'm excited to see them continue to improve. But they've been a huge part of our success, and just doing a tremendous job of stopping the run. And I think that at this, any level of football, if you can do that, you got a great chance to be successful.
You talk about stopping the run. You alluded to your running back room a little bit earlier, not only with Milanowski, but Johnson. Waquise Johnson, 172.5 yards per game on the ground. That's good enough for second in the NAIA through 2 weeks. And then also with 4 rushing touchdowns, and that's among the top in the NAIA too. I think tied for third. So talk about his play. Has he just kind of seemed to come out of nowhere, transferred in, and really has made his mark?
Yeah, he's been a great addition to our team. He's a transfer from Mississippi State. Got here in early June and worked out with us all summer. And he's been an SEC transfer coming to the Frontier Conference. Doesn't happen a whole lot, but extremely talented, tough physical runner. He's got the speed to break away, and had a 75-yard touchdown run against Western. But an extremely humble kid, has really bought into our team and the culture that we have here. And a kid coming from that level, could come in entitled, come in with, not really being a great teammate. He's the total opposite, an absolute team guy, and just did a tremendous job the last 2 games. And then that Carroll game, just carrying the load for us, making some tough yards, and then getting in on the goal line when we had to get some big runs down there. And he's a great kid to have on our team, and really excited about his growth too, where, his second game with us, and And a lot of that credit's got to go to the offensive line too. They've done a really nice job. A younger group. We graduated some seniors last year that were very good football players, but we got some young guys stepping up front. It's been a great addition to our team with Waukese, and that's a big part of our offense is establishing the run and being able to be physical up front, and then it opens up everything in the passing game as well.
Always enjoy hearing about things like that, Coach, when you talk about the humility of a player and what he brings to the table from not just the talent, but in every other aspect too. I am looking forward, though, to hearing about how he feels about weather in the month of November in Butte as opposed to Starkville. So I'd like to keep up with that. we want to find out how that goes a little bit later on. All right, Saturday. Let's get to Saturday as we close down our time here. Saturday, you all host Rocky Mountain. And that I have unofficially at the 118th meeting between the two football programs, but also a big number 125. That's the milestone. You all will be celebrating the 125th anniversary of the university. It's had many names right now with Montana Tech, but I'd love to hear about the celebration. And then, of course, there's that football game with Rocky Mountain too.
Yeah, I think a big week for our school and the history and the tradition of our school, and it's always fun to honor, the alumni and all the people that have came before us, and just the traditions that Montana Tech has, and the strength of the people that have came before us is really cool. So we're really excited about that. We'll be wearing an honorary sticker on our helmets to recognize that, which will be really cool for our guys. And it's always good to remind young kids, that they're a part of something bigger than themselves.
Right.
And that's something that's really cool about college athletics and really college in general, is that there's a lot of people that have done it before you, and there'll be a lot of people that do it after us as well. And but I think that family and that Ordiger family that we have is pretty special. And then we got a heck of a challenge in front of us. Rocky Mountain College is another rival in our league, an in-state team that we've played a ton. Actually, I found out this week we've actually played Rocky in the history of our school more than any other team. Mm-hmm. Like you mentioned, I think it's our 118th meeting. And so that's exciting. And, they bring a big challenge to us. They're coached very well. And we sure expect this to be a heck of a game on Saturday. It's always fun coming back home after being on the road. We've got a great atmosphere here. We had over 8,000 people at our home game in week one, which is incredible at the NAIA level. So we're excited to get back in front of our home fans and our student section and the boosters and alumni. We're excited, and we got to be ready to go, though. Coming off two big, wins, we can't get complacent.
Right.
We can't think we've arrived. Two big wins, but every week in this conference is great football, and we know we got to be ready to go.
Well, Coach, I thought you looked good in the copper a couple of weeks ago, so and I'm sure you always rock that. But back to kind of business as usual for this celebration. We'll be following along as we will throughout the remainder of the season. Success to the Diggers, and thank you very much, Coach Kyle Samson, for taking time with us today here on the Summit. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you having us on today.